करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः उकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्याय नचिकेतसे नमः. So we are in the Kaṭha Upaniṣad, second chapter, third section, third valley. We already gone through the first two verses. Now we are in the third verse. I will read the verse and I will give you the meaning. The third verse. Bhayatasya agnistapati bhayat tapati suryaha bhayat indrascha vayuscha mrityurdhavati panchama iti mrityurdhavati panchamaha. That's all. Again, once more I will read. Bhayatasya agnistapati bhayat tapati suryaha भयादिन्द्रश्च वायुश्च मृत्युर्धावति पंचमः. This is a continuation connected with the second verse. I already mentioned you the meaning of the second verse and I explained you clearly. Still I will give for the connection. Brahman being the great terror for the entire elements, fire, water, earth, air, and space. All these five elements are born out of Brahman and they are working in tune according to the rules and the regulations of the nature, what we called Brahman. Again, I repeat, the nature itself is the manifestation of Brahman and the five elements are in tune with the nature and also out of fear they work continuously in this universe. One person, suppose, comes to know this secret, that Brahman being the sustainer of this entire universe and these five elements, if a person comes to know, how he will come to know? with the help and guidance of a traditional teacher, and the traditional teacher will unfold the secrets told in the scriptures, what is told in the Upanishads, and for a length of time, a person will listen to the traditional teachers' teachings from the scriptures. Thus, a person will remove all the impurities accumulated from the universe about oneself and about the universe. Impurities means wrong notions or wrong ideas regarding oneself and regarding the universe. Real knowledge is the only solution to remove or eradicate the wrong notions or wrong information. A mistaken idea can only be eliminated through the real knowledge or real information. So, I am this body is a wrong information which I collected from this universe. The entire universe seems to be attractive because of my wrong notion. It's a mistaken idea. This universe is not attractive if you come to know. How can I remove this wrong notion? That's what I told you. Real information regard we need to study universe. Thus we come to know the reality about oneself and about universe also. Is in the form of universe. Sustainer is non-separate from the sustainer is formless, but it is manifested in the form of universe. And in this universe, each and everything is a combination of five elements. Anything, if you take in this universe, it's a combination of five elements. And these five elements always work in tune with the sustainer, what we called Brahman. Thus, Brahman being the substratum of this entire universe, and this universe is the manifestation of this Brahman, and this universe is nothing, they can be only five elements. It's a combination or composition of five elements. So these five elements are always in tune. Why? It is nothing but when it comes to its intrinsic nature of any element, it is Brahman only. So even though it appears in the form of space, earth, fire, etc., when we analyze with the vision of scriptures from the traditional traditional teachers' guidance, we come to know that the elements are nothing but the Brahman, the all-pervading Brahman. This all-pervading Brahman is the sustainer, and he is the only master of this entire universe. When I say this master word, there is no master-slave connection regarding these five elements and the Brahman. They are very obedient. They obey all these rules of Brahman. Everything is fine, but there is no master-slave connection. Brahman being there, all-pervading, everything will fall under place. Nothing can transcend this Brahman. If one comes to know that this is the only Lord of this entire universe, that person will become immortal. How? Because the nature of an individual is nothing but the immortal Brahman. Up to this in my life, everybody made me to confirm that I am mortal. I will die. I will be no more after a period of time. This is a wrong idea. It is only an idea regarding one's own body. When I am not this body, this idea will not suit for me, because I am the sustainer of this physical body. I am not this body. That's why I call my body. When I am the sustainer of this body, I should know who is the sustainer of this body. No other source other than scriptures, which are the means of knowledge about oneself. If one comes to know, means after studying under a traditional teacher for a length of 12 years, one comes to know that I am not this physical body. I am the sustainer of this physical body, which is immortal, eternal, origination of entire happiness. This is called Atma Jnanam, knowledge about oneself. Nothing other than that. Knowing ourselves that I am immortal. How I will know? Again, I will repeat. Lord Death says that Amritaha Bhavanti. If a person comes to know that I am the sustainer of this physical body and this entire universe, means the person come to know that I am not physical body, but I am Brahman. I am this Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Thus a person become immortal while living in this world. Even though he live with his wife and children, even though he will have a physical body with a lot of limitations and defects, still the person is immortal. Why? He came to know that I am not this physical body, but I am the immortal Brahman. Thus, a person after knowing oneself become immortal. He didn't do anything to become immortal. He didn't do any sadhanas in order to become immortal. He listened about oneself to correct oneself. The mistaken ideas are no more there, because listening to the correct knowledge about oneself, when you listen with a lot of enthusiasm about oneself under a traditional teacher, at the first stage there will be a lot of distractions because you have only enthusiasm. I would like to know who am I. But you have to convert this enthusiasm as your goal. Physical body is given to know myself, who am I. In this birth, this is the first thing to do in my life. It should be the topmost priority. I should listen to the traditional teacher's voice. Who am I? So enthusiasm, eagerness should be converted to as your human goal. Listener should convert itself as a human goal of oneself. We call this human goal in Sanskrit Purushartham. So Moksha Purushartham, a goal which is set by the person who want completely free from this all bondages and limitations. Then only a person can stay under a traditional teacher for a length of time. If you don't set your goal that I want to be free from this world. World is not filled with amusements. World is filled with tragedies, worries, sorrows, all kinds of wounds, all kinds of hurts, all kinds of guilts, etc., etc., etc. Nothing to enjoy in this world. It's all just our feeling that I am getting some happiness by doing this. Your prarabdha, your destiny may bring certain things in front of you. You have to enjoy. You have to do. Nobody is there to do. Then you do, you enjoy, or you may go through that experiences. But really speaking, there is no enjoyment in this external world. This is the truth. If we think that there are some amusement and enjoyment in this external world, it's a wrong idea, wrong notion. And I told you, the correct information will remove all these types of wrong ideas. And that person will become free from all limitations. He will become immortal. That is what the last sentence, Yetat vituhu amritaha bhavanti. We already discussed in the last class. Now I am going to the third verse, which I already read. So Lord Death, saying to Nachiketas as an advice, Bhayat asya agnihi tabati. Out of fear from Brahman, from the sustainer, the fire works in this world. One of the element, major element. This fear is not a master-slave fear. I already told you, never mistake yourself that whenever the word fear comes, it doesn't mean that there is a connection between Brahman and the elements in this world as a master getting connected with its slaves. No, not like that. The bayam should be taken as an implied meaning that the fireworks in this world according to the instructions of Brahman. You should convert that fear into this sentence. Brahman being the sustainer of the fire, or Brahman being the intrinsic nature of the fire, fire will not trespass the rules and regulations of Brahman. Fire will work in tune with Brahman. What are the features of fire? What are the features of fire? Fire has heat. Fire has shining. Wherever you put some fire, whether it is in your kitchen, whether it is in forest, these two features will not keep away from fire. These characteristics are always there along with the fire. It will be very hot. It can give burn. At the same time, it will give shining also. Fire has heat. Fire has shining. These features will not go away from the fire. This is the rule, wherever it may be, whether it is in the kitchen or in the forest or in some anywhere. This is what being told here. What it is told here, Bhayat asya agnihi tapati. Tapati burns. Tapaha, burn. According to the rules of Brahman, the fire works in this universe. Never a fire become very cold while it have a lot of flames. It will never go against the rules of Brahman. Wherever there is fire, it is hot and it is shining. So, out of fear from the Brahman, the sustainer, the fire works in this world. One of the elements. Now next. Bayad tapati suryaha. Out of fear from Brahman, the sun rises in the east, sun sets in the west, sun do all the duties in this universe. Sun also have shining, sun also have some other things to do. All the duties are done according to the instruction of this Brahman. We need to understand in general that Brahman is the controller of the universe. Brahman has the overlordship of this universe. Brahman is the Lord of the entire universe. Without Brahman, nothing will work here. Nobody will have an independent capacity to run the whole show. Everybody borrow the energy from this sustainer, what we call Brahman. If the sun has certain features, certain glories, those glories are borrowed from this sustainer Brahman. If the fire have certain features or certain glories, those glories and features are nothing which are borrowed from this sustainer Brahman. This is the idea to be understood properly. Itself, fire doesn't have the capacity to shine, but fire will be shining by the presence or by the help or by the support of Brahman. Fire got its feature to burn something, it is being borrowed from Brahman. Next, if the sun have any features like it can give some nutrition to this world, it can make the trees to grow, it can give some supplements to our physical body, it is shining, it has himself a lot of explosions in its physical setup. All these things are being borrowed. If any feature or glory is there in the sun, it is nothing, it is the glory of Brahman. So this is the idea to be understood properly. Whatever glories we see in this external world, whatever features are attracted in this external world, it is nothing but the glory of this sustainer. And that is what to be understood. The Lord Death says to Nachiketas, out of fear in Brahman, from Brahman, the fire and the sun do its own duties. Bhayad indrascha vayuscha. Out of fear, Indraha, the king of heaven, he is also almighty. He has a lot of other kings under him. So he is an emperor actually. Lot of other things also there under him. Even the Indra got certain features. If the Indra has certain things as glories, this is also due to the presence of Brahman in Indra. Indra has also a lot of capacities, but it's not his own glory. He borrowed from the sustainer, what we call the Brahman. So, out of fear in Brahman, from Brahman, even the Indra also do his own duties. Now, Vayushcha, even the vital force, air, have its capacity to go here and there, have its capacity to give life for other living beings. Everything is borrowed from this ultimate Brahman, which is non-separate from the listener. Listener is nothing but Brahman. Even though the listener appears in the world as a human body, really speaking, the intrinsic nature of the listener is nothing but Brahman. So, everything what is appearing in front of us are in tune with Brahman, whether it is any name, whether it is a name and form, whether it is an element. Even the world, the earth, work into the rules and regulations of Brahman. For 24 hours rotation, the Lord, the Prithvi will, the earth will not take 25 hours next day. Every day, same way it will rotate itself. Why? Because Brahman is the force for the world to rotate, for the earth to rotate. Without the force of Brahman behind the earth, there will be no movement for the earth. So, anything in this universe which make you happy, which seems to be following a rule, any beauty in this world due to the presence of Brahman, any defect in this world due to the presence of Brahman. The entire universe work in tune with Brahman, in harmony with Brahman, because Brahman is the intrinsic nature of this entire universe. Thus, Vayu, remember that vital force Vayu, when it enters into the body, it divided into 5. Prana, Apana, Udana, Vyana, Samana. The vital force, according to its own work, it has a name, peculiar name, Prana. When you breathe, inhale and exhale, it's called Prana. Udana, which help the food to get digested. Udana. Vyanaha, Vyapanashiraha, helps to rotate the blood all around the body. Apana, to release our pressures downwards, like urine, etc. This force work towards downwards. Apana. Udanaha, Urdhvagamanaha. Sometimes we need the force to work towards upwards, for spitting, for cleaning the nose. We need the force to come upwards. So, according to the work, it has different names, but all are according to the rule of the sustainer called Brahman. Without Brahman, nothing will work in this manner. So, Vayu, the vital force, also follow the rules and regulations of the sustainer, and this is the idea. That's why we don't pollute the air by smoking cigarette, by burning the plastic, without unnecessarily taking the vehicles and going in front of the people. Anything for the necessary you take and don't pollute this entire vital force. Namaste Vayo Tumeva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Very beautiful mantra is there from the Vedas. Indeed, this vital force is the direct Brahman, and I go in front of this direct Brahman. Vayu is considered as Brahman because without Vayu, nobody can survive more than 3 minutes. So don't pollute our vital force which is surrounding the entire universe. Bhayad Indrascha Vayuscha, out of fear from Brahman, the heavenly Lord Indra also do his own duties. Out of fear from Brahman, depending on Brahman, the Vayu, the vital force also works in this world. And Mrityuhu Davadi Panchamaha, he himself says, I am also running behind a human being who are ready to die. Very much fearsome work, correct? He should reach from Malaysia to Bali, from Bali to Switzerland, from Switzerland to Uttarkashi, where 41 people are now stuck in a cave for last 15 years. You are, Uttarkashi means a place in Himalayas. When they were building a tunnel, suddenly some havoc happened and they were stuck inside that tunnel. The machine which was working to remove the sand inside the tunnel, it's also got stuck. It's a big work now. Almost 41 people are inside the tunnel and it's completely closed. Through a pipe, they are giving some food and something. But how many days a person can survive in when it is very cold inside the tunnel? So, Mrityuhu, the Lord Death himself, says that I am also working according to the rules and regulations of this sustainer Brahman. Mrityuhu means Yama Dharma. The Lord Death is called in Sanskrit Mrityu. He became an example himself. Out of fear in Brahman, I also work. I am doing my duties regularly. If somebody is ready to die here, I will come there. If somebody is ready to die somewhere, I has to go there. Mrityur Davadi Panchamaiti. And I also work properly, running because of my duties are very much packed. Because death is something which will come in our life without having any warning or prior information. Anybody can die anytime. Inside the gymnasium, a person who considered himself as a person who puts lot of diets, lot of healthy tips, and he himself posts as a healthy person. At last, at the age of 37, he himself died in the gymnasium due to cardiac arrest. There is no rule for the death to come, which time, where to come. It can come anytime for anybody. So give up our ego, give up our competition towards the world and people, give up our wrong ideas to cheat or take advantages of people. Very short life we have. Fill this short life with good things in your life, noble actions in your life. Whatever money you give to others in this life, it will come towards you in the next life. This is the rule. Nobody will take away your money. If somebody has taken your money by cheating, it should come towards you in this birth or next birth. So fill our life, very short life, with good things, noble actions, and poison action is called karma yoga. The clean yoga, the clean action will only get the result of karma yoga. If our actions have some contrast, their karma yoga will not work. I will explain you later about all these things. I want to say you, the Lord Death is running to complete his daily life routine from here to another place. And the Lord himself says that I am also running due to the fear towards the Brahman who is the sustainer of the entire universe. When he say like this, Brahman is not afraid of anything. Brahman is embodiment of Brahman. The Lord Death is Lord Death himself is the embodiment of Brahman, eternal, immortal, truth, Brahman. That Brahman being there in the form of death, the death says that I am also working in this world, running here and there with a tight schedule. People die today, right now. After a few seconds, there will be somebody dying there, some other country. So, Lord Death has to run after fifth person in this verse. Five people are being mentioned here, very major five people. Like first is Agni. The fire works in its own way due to the fear on Brahman. Second is sun, Surya. The sun do its duties due to the fear on Brahman. Third, Indra, the Lord who is sitting in the heaven and ruling all other small lords. He is also due to the fear on Brahman. He works as the rules and regulations given to him by the Brahman. Vayuhu, fourth guy. In this world, the vital force play a key role for everybody. This vital force is also under the control of Brahman. According to the Brahman's order only, the vital force also used to work. And last, he himself being quoted. Lord Death says that myself, I am doing lot of things in the world. I have to go and take the life of people from here and there out of fear on Brahman only, because sustainer Brahman is non-separate from all these things. Brahman in the form of fire, Brahman in the form of sun, Brahman in the form of Indra, the Lord of heaven, Brahman in the form of Vayu, vital force, Brahman in the form of Mrityu. Mrityu means Lord Death. Nothing is separate from the Brahman. This is being told here that idea should be like this. Everything in the world is under control of Brahman. Even the eye to move from here to here, there should be the help of Brahman. Even to digest our food, there should be a help from Brahman. Even to move of the vehicle in the road, there should be help of Brahman. Even to move my hand in front of you, there should be a help of Brahman. Without the support or help of Brahman, nothing will work in this universe. This is the idea. And each and every element, including the Lord Death, even though he is not an element, he plays a crucial role in this universe by taking the lives of people in the right time. When I say right time, some babies are dying, some 5-year-old boys are dying. It is not right time, but according to the destiny of that boy or that girl, 5 years, 2 months only your time to live in this body. So Lord Death has to come and take that life. So in the fifth, the Lord Death is also mentioned himself. I am also working with a tight schedule of taking the lives of human beings and some other living beings in the world due to the fear of Brahman only. At last, everybody is nothing but Brahman. And due to the fear on Brahman, we all work in this world in the right way. This is what the idea conveyed by this verse. And now, a very beautiful verse. The fourth verse, something very amazing. And I want to mention you, like this third verse, we have another verse in another Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, much less similar to this verse. Bishasmadvatah pavati, Bishode disujaha, Bishasmadagnischintrascha, Mrityurdhavati panchama iti. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, in the second chapter, the same mantra is repeated, what we have studied, in another way, like this. Idea is same. Out of fear on Brahman, everybody work in their own way. Nobody will send the rules and regulation of Brahman. Sustain is everything. The only Lord who take care of this entire universe by performing the rules and regulations by everybody in this world. Only we human beings are transcending the rules and regulations. Even all other living beings are working in this world for the social welfare and the economical support. We only work against the rules and regulations. You can eat fish when you are hungry and nothing is available. You cannot make a net and you cannot collect the entire fishes from an ocean. This is wrong. You can eat meat when nothing is available for there to eat a fruit or a root or some vegetables. Nothing is available. You can eat because human life is more special than a animal. But everything is available and you are creating you are farming animals, you are farming other birds, etc., only for the eating. Even though a lot of other things are there, you want to kill somebody for your enjoyment. We are only violating the rules and regulations of the Brahman. Thus, we will end up in a tragedy. Those who know the real teachings of tradition, those who don't know the secrets behind the actions, they will fall prey in this world. They will take again and again birth according to their own duties and results, which is mentioned clearly in this verse, what we are going to study now. I will read the verse and I will give you the meaning. Iha chet ashakat bodhum prak sharirasya visrasaha tataha sarveshu lokeshu sharirattvaya kalpate. Once more I will read. Iha chet ashakat bodhum prak sharirasya visrasaha tataha sarveshu lokeshu sharirattvaya kalpate. Suppose a person don't put effort in order to understand the intrinsic nature of oneself. Not suppose majority of the people are interested in material life. They run away when you listen spiritual life. I don't want to become any spiritual person. I am okay with my lifestyle. I want to go to bar. I want to go to my dance. I want to go to my club. I want to gamble. I want to go to golf club. I want to enjoy this material world with a lot of relationships. I want to experience different foods. I want to experience different people when they connected or related with me. I don't want to be a spiritual person. If you ask somebody to come to ashram and sit in the temple and listen the chanting or listen, please listen some prayers, it will be helpful. I don't want to be spiritual. I am okay. My father has provided money for me and I have a very good boyfriend or I have a very good girlfriend. I have car. I have to go to theaters. I have to enjoy this food from this hotel. I don't want to be spiritual. It's okay. They are in the picture now. Lord Yama, Lord Death tells about those people. We call them samsaris. What is meant by a samsari? A person who only know about the material world, who don't know about the rules of spiritual teachings, who don't have any idea about what is told in the scriptures. They are now in the picture now. About them, Lord Death reveals certain ideas. What he says, you see, Iha Chet. The word Iha means two meanings. In this world, in this birth. Why? Human beings are the only living beings who read book or who listen to somebody. No other species can study systematically or meticulously. You can train a dog, you can train a horse, you can train an elephant. You cannot take a class for an elephant from a book. For the basic things, you can train an elephant to have a ride on them. But you cannot give a lesson about the secrets of the entire universe and about oneself and also about the secret of the elephant body. Only human beings can have systematic teachings and systematic listening. You people are continuously attending the class every Sunday. Who prompted you? I gave you money to come to sit in front of me. No. You came to know the importance of traditional teaching. You want to be free from all kinds of limitations and defects. You want to be free from all the sufferings what you are facing now in your world. If you come to know this is the only solution to come out of all kinds of worries and sufferings, your priority will be to attend the class. Up to that, you will not consider any spiritual class in your life. You want to sleep or you want to go for some other things. And there are obstacles in the form of amusements. You will be washed away by them. So Lord yet Death says here, Iha Chet, in this world, in this birth, Chet, suppose. Whenever the word suppose is used, there are options. What are the options? There are chances to know the Brahman. There are chances in order not to know the Brahman. Suppose if it rains means there is a chance for raining. There is a chance for not having some rain. Here also, Chet is used. Lord Death. Suppose if you don't put effort in this world, in this birth, after gaining a human body, first he says, if you put effort, if you come to know the reality about oneself, if you put effort to know about oneself, if you put effort to know the reality about this entire universe, both in understanding, comprehending the Brahman in this life itself. If you put effort to know that you are identical with the Lord who is the creator, you are non-separate from this sustainer, what we call Lord. If you put effort and come to know in this birth itself, then there will be no death and birth afterwards. He will be liberated while living. Prak sharirasya visrasaha. Before living up this body, before giving up this body, if you come to know that I am this Brahman who is non-separate from this entire universe, I am not this body, I am Brahman. If you come to know before the falling of this body, before the departure of this body, here it is told, Visrasaha, Avasramsanat, Patanat, before the Patanam, before the falling of this body. Our body is day to day getting weaker. We all know that. Modifications appears in the body means our body has changed, getting weakened day by day. And at last we have to give up this body. Suppose while living you put effort to know what is the reality behind this body. If you put effort, if you attend the traditional teachers' classes, no other way. Neither a shopkeeper nor a fruit seller will not advise you. You are not the body, you are the eternal Brahman. You have to come and surrender to the feet of traditional teacher. The traditional teacher will reveal the secret from the scriptures. No other way. Either our husband, either our children, either our parents, either our academical teachers are not going to reveal you the secret. They will promote your all wrong ideas. Ah, yes, you are a woman. You have some defects. You have diabetics. Yes. You have BP. These are all body limitations. Why you are worrying about that? Let it be. Never get fear of limitation of body. When you come to know the reality, the limitations can be away from you. That is why before the patanam of the body, before giving up the body, if a person comes to know that I am this eternal Brahman, immediately what will happen? Samsara bandhanad vimuchyate. Shankara says he will be freed from all the bondages of this material world. A person, if comes to know, what you come to know, I am this eternal Brahman. After knowing I am this eternal Brahman, you will not consider yourself, I am the son of this and that. I am the husband of this woman. I am the children of these parents. I am a teacher of this school. You will not consider like that. Your vision has changed. They are all roles. The actor taken some roles like teacher, son, children, husband, anything. You see the roles as a role in a drama. But you came to know that I am Brahman. Simultaneously, there cannot be two ideas. I am Brahman, I am husband also. It means you are a confused guy. When you come to know thoroughly, I am Brahman, there is no other idea apart from that. I am not husband. I am not children. I am not a kid. I am not a son. Adi Shankara has written a very beautiful verse called Nirvana Shatkam. Mano buddhyahankara chitta ninaham nadashrotra jihve na jagrana netre na cha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu chitananta rupa shivoham shivoham. I am not the intellect. I am not the physical body. I am not the vital force. I am not the fire. I am not the five elements. I am Chitananta Rupa Shivoha. But in order to know in for sure, complete convinced idea, one should listen again and again and again. No other way. Again and again, repeatedly, you have to attend the class and you have to get convinced about yourself. If a person do this in this birth, in this world, he will be freed at once from all the bondages of this material world while living in this world, while living in this human body. Suppose if a person don't do, that is been told in the second line. If a person don't put effort for attending or listening to these scriptures, what will happen for that guy? What will happen for that individual life form? Sargeshu Logeshu. In each and every world, there are a lot of world. At least 14 we have to consider. Bhulogam, Bhuvalogam, Suvarlogam, Maharlogam, Janarlogam, Tabologam, Satyalogam. 7 up worlds. Athologam, 7 down. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Padala. 17, total 14 worlds are there. They say. Nothing to worry. Different life forms are there in Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, etc. Like that, here also different life forms are there. If a person don't put effort to know the reality about oneself in this birth, in this world, at once right now, he will get birth again and again in different world. Sharirattvaya kalpade. He is fit for, he deserves to take a body again and again in this world. Sharirattvaya kalpade. He is fit to take birth in different worlds. Whenever I say birth means suffering, tragedies, limitations, defects, worries, sorrows, etc., etc. Birth will draw all these things towards you. If a person don't put effort to know about oneself in this world, that person will go from one body to another body in different world. This is the idea of this verse. Death is giving explosions, something like dynamite. All the informations he reveals to Nachiketas. If you don't put effort right now to know the reality, you will born again and again with some bodies and go through this samsara. We will see more about the Kaṭha Upaniṣad teachings in the coming class. Now we will wind up our class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobhramanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Troparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbayaha Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om